Andy, working this schedule, it's not often that we're up very early, but I was up very early today taking a friend to the doctor. Those roads are an absolute mess in the morning. That's for the birds, I think. Are we in for more of the same tomorrow?
And, you know, it's going to be a timing issue. I think most of us get to work or school before the snow starts to really pick up. It's going to be right towards sunrise from west side of the state. Most of the day will be messy. The salt trucks will need to come out. Not a huge snow, but it's going to blow around a little bit. So I think your morning trip it's questionable. I think we just get under the wire, not to make the rest of the day any better, that's for sure. We take a look at the satellite and radar combination. Still have a few snow bands, not producing all that much snow on the west side of the state, though some of the totals are pretty impressive. Comstock Park, which is near Grand Rapids, picked up in the last 2 days 18 inches of snowfall with the lake effect. Paw Paw and Kalamazoo, another area that got hit pretty hard in the last 24 hours, 14 inches in both of those locations. So there's a lot of snow on the west side and a lot to the north as well. In the last 24 hours, about 8 miles west of Gaylord, they picked up 20 inches of snow. So if you are a snow lover, all the ski resorts are trying to open up this weekend that haven't already. The west side of the state's got a lot of snow, and the snowmobiling is taking place in the UP. And look what we're going to add. More snow. This low pressure is coming east. It's going to pick up a little more moisture and get some off of Lake Michigan. Not a major low. It'll make it windy, and it'll spread snow around again. I think it'll be hard to measure, but a couple inches are likely by the time the day is done. And obviously, we'll need salt trucks for that when you're driving around. Southwest winds will remain pretty strong, between 10 and 15 miles an hour most of the night. So those wind chill numbers stay near zero or slightly below most of the night. We'll see the wind chill numbers get up maybe as warm as 10 or 12 degrees during the day tomorrow, only because the high temperature will get to 28. But it's going to still feel cold. The wind will be pretty sharp out of the southwest and then turn to the west. Right now, we're in the lower teens in many locations, probably bottoming out around 12. Maybe 11 for an overnight low, and that is just unheard of for this time of year. The normal low is supposed to be 32. It's 5 degrees in Marquette. They'll go below zero as skies are clearing up there, and then that system comes in. There's a little brief warm-up, if you want to call it that, to get in the upper 20s tomorrow, and then the cold air wins once again. So lake effect is starting to wrap up here, but we just have a general low pressure moving in from the west. It'll be around all day, where the snow is just really quite unbelievable, as we have had numerous lake effect snows in our state. Last week, Marquette getting that 42-inch snowfall. Well, the wind was right down the center of Lake Erie. We call that the fetch. That's the longest part of the lake, and it picked up a whole lot of moisture and dumped it all day in Buffalo and to the south, and there's still more yet to come tonight before it wraps up. They're measuring 52, 58 inches of snow, and the pictures out of there are pretty unbelievable. Almost looks like we did with our winter up in the UP last year. Look at all the cold air still in place. It's all the way down to the south. And here's our disturbance racing southeast. That'll give us 1 day of light snow and blowing snow. The forecast model shows it really well. Not much going on in the overnight period, but here it comes. Right around sunrise, it starts to move in. Not really, really heavy, but sustainable through the day, and then becomes more scattered snow showers in the evening. Once the low goes north, we'll get a west wind to kick in for the evening hours, so there'll be a little bit of lake effect to deal with Wednesday night and Thursday morning until that low pressure pulls away. Maybe even a few flurries Friday morning, but the sun will be mixed in with that. Friday's pretty much the quiet day, because then a push of warmer air that's going to have moisture in it will come in on Saturday, actually starting Friday night, and that'll get wrung out. We might have some freezing drizzle to wake up to Saturday morning, and then mixing in some snow before it changes over to rain. Here's the snowfall totals for tomorrow. You see, in generally a couple of inches. It'll be hard to measure that since it's blowing around, so obviously untreated roads will be pretty slick. So the cold weather's moving for 1 day, and then behind that on tomorrow comes more cold weather, so lows are back in the lower 20s on Thursday and Friday. Then we get a push of this milder air to come up, and when it runs into the cold air, that's how you get your freezing drizzle. The temperatures at cloud level are above freezing, gives you a little bit of drizzle, hits the frozen pavement. Could be interesting going into Saturday morning. 11 degrees, your forecasted low tonight with wind chills near zero because of the winds. Our 1-800-HANSON's weather kid, well, that's Chucky. He's 12-year-old from Hillsdale. 28 degrees tomorrow with on again, off again light snow, and the wind will blow that around, keeping wind chills on the cold side. Here's your 7-day outlook. Only 23 again on Thursday with lake effect snow showers, some flurries on Friday, but I think Silver Bells will be dry. Overnight Friday into Saturday, it gets a little icy. I'm going to call Saturday's football game the Ice Bowl, but there could be some frozen conditions going into Saturday morning. And then Sunday and Monday, it's rain as we warm up, and then we'll cool back down again. So the last Spartan home game Could be interesting. If you want to tailgate in a temperature of 32 and freezing drizzle, you know, have fun.
Build an igloo.
It will be a
that
cool,
would help,
cool
right?
game. Yes, yeah, and then the ice would help make it bigger. So, yeah. It looks to be an interesting weekend, so we'll keep an eye on that the rest of this week.
Oh man! All right, Andy. Thank you.